Hello, buddy, and welcome to the Drive Thru. I'm your host, Tony T, as we broadcast live here on Pig Dog's YouTube channel and throughout social media. We'll get you out of here well before the top of the hour. I want to give you enough time to get your bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the Drive Thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time as we deliver live free sports picks for the games in primetime. Tonight, they're just one, so we'll have a lot more picks for you here. Get some season win totals from NHL, NBA. We got some college football picks for Week 6. So we also have some wildcard games for today and tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. We'll have all those plays for you. So let's take a peek at who'll be on the show for today. All right, we've got Alex Smart in the center square. James Clark with us. Shane Mickle. Co-hosting today will be Chris Ufalo, Damian Sosh with us, Al Ninos, and Tony Brown. We're efforting to get Tony Brown on the show. Can you speak for us, Tony? No, we can't hear anything from you, Tony. We got to get that sound. All right, we'll get to you in a little bit. Hold on to that one. It's your turn. All right, hold on to that one. It's your turn. All right, we're trying to get Tony Brown's sound working. So let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup for tonight. We got Smart, Brown, Ninos, Sosh, Mickle, Ruffalo, Clark, and then I will close this one out. All right, Chris, start of Major League Baseball. 2 one and dones today and tomorrow.
Yeah, and we might have a third of Tony Brown decides to steal my Wile E. Coyote sign idea once again, but that's okay. I'll let it slide for today. But yeah, no, definitely some great baseball action, and I'm excited to get the playoffs going.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it as well. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to start the show off with a little NHL. We're going to welcome Alex Smart to show you. Find him over at Pig Dogs Premium. Alex, how you doing today?
Good. How are you, Tony?
Well, it's going great. All right, you got an NHL season win total. They get started here a week from today.
Yeah, we're going to NHL tonight. We're going to look at some previous. I really value here with the New York Islanders. Lulo Morello has finally. This is a big season for the New York Islanders. This is that I feel like organization sort of moves forward. It's been a long time. Days when they won 4 straight Stanley Cups back in the early '80s, and now they've gone from really some downtime times to coming back really strongly. And like I said, this is the year for always known great general manager. He's Stanley Cup, former Stanley at the helm. Matthew Bar was rising in the NHL and started key year. He's 24 years old, new contract. Now he's Palmieri on his left wing, he's healthy again. Created a group of Anthony Valier. NHL players around consider this guy to be one of the better, most underrated hockey players. He's still rocking points on the board. And then this is the third race. Zach Parise, John Gabriel, and Oliver Wahlstrom. The American hockey fan will know Oliver Wahlstrom. This kid's something on the fourth in any building. I mean, a deep defense. Big star rookie last year, Adam Powell, Scott Mayfield, and now Zdeno Chara. So we have some veterans anyway, Parise and Chara. We've got some great goaltending with Varlamov and Sorokin. Sorokin, by the way, KHL superstar, close to a 1.00 goals against average over there, just a little bit over that. Amazing goalie. This is a Stanley Cup hockey team. It's a Stanley Cup hockey team. If they can stay healthy, put everything together, great value. Futures bet, New York Islanders.
New York Islanders lead bets to win it here. That's 25-1 plus 2,500. All right, Chris, your thoughts are on the Isles.
Alex decided to spoil one of my futures bets that I already put in this year. I already put in the Islanders. I love it, mainly because the Islanders are a team historically that don't beat themselves. They play disciplined hockey. They play very smart hockey. Like I said, Sorokin's going to be like a bottle of wine. He's going to get better with age as he gets used to the NHL. Shrewd moves like the acquisition of Pajot and now Zach Parise. This is turning more and more into a complete Islanders team. I love the value at plus 2,500.
All right, agreement here. Islanders plus 2,500 to win the Stanley Cup. Of course, they get started a week from today. All right, Alex, let's take a look over at Pig Dog. And we know there's just one game in action tonight, but we got Major League Baseball playoffs starting this week. We've got the football starting Thursday, big football weekend. We're seeing you're off to a really good start in the NFL. 700 units of profit, all documented over at Pig Dog Premium. So we visit Alex's profile page. You'll be able to see every play he's delivered. It's great immediately. What do you have going on over at the site?
Oh, we've got that one baseball game tonight, the Yankees and Red Sox. Amazing game the other day for the Yankees, that 1-0 win over a tough Rays team. Can they keep it up here? We'll find out. And I've got a bet on that one, and just the money line, obviously. nothing on the total. And we'll just keep rocking and roll from here. More NFL, more college football. We've got the NBA around the corner. Man, everything's starting to come our way now. We've got lots of betting options, lots of money to be made. So join me, please.
Yeah, that's right, guys. Get on board here with Alex Smart over at Pick Dogs. When you see the numbers here, 700 units of profit NFL for this season. He's got his MLB playoff home run club, his moneyline smash, his best play tonight from the Yankees and Red Sox. Get on board with that. Of course, you can take those winnings, go long term with Alex Smart. He has a 3, 7, and 30 All Sports Pass. That 30-day All Sports Pass will get you every play that Alex releases over at Pick Dogs Premium for 30 days. That include NFL, college football, all of the MLB playoffs, and of course the start of the NHL season, which begins a week from tonight, and of course the NBA 2 weeks from tonight when it begins. So good time to get on board with these all sports passes. This is when it's valuable. Really great value here is when these sports start to overlap. So good time to get on board with Alex Smart there at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, Alex, it's always great having your show. Continue that success, and we'll talk with you in a couple days.
Money. Let's go, guys. Take care.
Let's get the money. All right, Alex Smart here on the Drive Thru. All right, let's continue here with our coverage. We're going to effort to bring in Tony Brown. He has a pick on tonight's Yankee game, and hopefully we can get sound from Tony. If not, I know he's got his play ready for us. Tony, we got sound from you? No, we don't got sound from you. All right, just let us know what game you want. New York Yankees money line big. There you go. New York Yankees money line big. All right, Tony, have a great night. I'll take it from here. All right, Chris. Oh, hang on. Let's get back to Tony Brown. That's his hump day free play. Okay, Tony Brown, we got that. Hump day free play. Oh, the Dodgers. Oh, you're gonna lace him on that, huh? All right, hump day free play. He's on the Dodgers. Lay the 220. You're okay with the 220, huh? No, run line. Okay, go run line. -1.5 runs. All right, so Tony Brown with his hump day play. Run line with the Dodgers tomorrow. And tonight, the Yankees here for Tony Brown here at Pick Dog Cream. All right, Tony Brown, let's get that sound working. We'll talk to you a couple days. All right, Chris, let's go with you. We'll look at the show for the game for the show here. Your thoughts here on this Yankee line. We know we talked before the show how well that Rizzo, how well that they hit him. Rizzo, of course, Stanton hits him really well. So your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, from a totals perspective, I think it was sitting around 8.5, but I'm looking at the over in this one. Like you said, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Yankees have hit Eovaldi well as of late, and I think the Red Sox can get to Garrett Cole. We've seen Garrett Cole be a little bit vulnerable as of late. I can definitely say I saw it in that series against the Blue Jays. So I definitely think that we have a high-scoring wild card game on our hands tonight.
All right, looking at a high-scoring wild card. Of course, that was from Chris. Of course, Tony Brown's pick in this one was taken the New York Yankees -133 against the Boston Red Sox. This one here has a start time 8 Eastern time on ESPN. Of course, Tony Brown over at Pick Dog Premium. He's got a frozen screen, but he's 1,614 units of profit MLB. Of course, you can visit Tony Brown over at Pick Dog Premium. Get on board with one of his long-term passes from Tony Brown. Of course, he delivers winners for you over there. Of course, the 3, 7, and 30 All Sports Pass, one of your best values there over at Pick Dogs Premium here from Tony Brown right now on the site, who is performing well. He's got his MLB Playoff Perfect pick here for tonight. Action at Pick Dogs. All right, let's continue on our coverage. Joined here by Chris Ruffalo. Let's go over now and bring in El Nino to the show. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium. You'll also tune him in on the weekends as he does contribute to that morning show at 7 a.m. at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So let's go ahead and bring in El right now. El, how's it going?
Going good. How are you?
Doing great. Great to hear a clear clear sound and some video. All right, El, let's take a look at the game for tonight. Here we got we're going look at the game tomorrow night. We're going NL wild card. Hey, Tony Down didn't take your thunder. We got to fix the total. The total is 7.5. Dodgers here to host the Cardinals tomorrow. Dodgers lane here 220. Total is 7.5.
Oh man, I liked your 8 better right now. But anyways, you're right. It is 7.5. So the Dodgers, sending Max Scherzer to the mound. They host Adam Wainwright and the Cardinals. Scherzer's coming off 2 horrible starts, giving up 5 earned runs on each of them. But he was on fire before that, and it's hard to see a pitcher this talented go 3 bad starts in a row. So expect a big bounce back from him. I know, the Cardinals are coming in hot. They went on a great run to end the season and make it here. But again, it's just Scherzer's way too good a pitcher for me to see him have 3 bad starts, especially in a game this meaningful. He's pitched well against St. Louis so far this year, though. 2 starts against them. He held them to just 1 run through 14 innings. So, yeah, very good numbers there. And he has great numbers against most of this lineup except for Tommy Edman. So, as long as you can pitch around him, should be okay. Of course, Tommy Edman will be leading off, so you can't just don't want to walk the leadoff bat or anything like that. But you just got to be a little careful there. Yeah, so Wainwright's having his best season since 2014. He did give up 4 runs to the Dodgers the last time he faced them, but 2 of those came in the 9th inning, so not a bad performance there at all from him. So yeah, I'm seeing here a bit of a pitcher's duel. 2 very good lineups. Obviously, as I mentioned, St. Louis has been really hot with the bats, but I think it's going to be more of a pitcher's duel. I'll be looking at this in the first 5 innings as well, but I'm going full game under here for tonight.
All right, Al Nino's Dodgers, Cardinals under 7.5. All right, Chris, the form looks that good on paper, but can Scherzer get back to that form? The last 2 starts were not very promising. The Dodgers did have something to play for. They were trying to win the division. Your thoughts here on this one?
Yeah, this was definitely a game I have to do a little bit more digging into, but just on the surface, it is setting up, I think, to be an under. I said I think the Yankees game tonight's going to be an over. I think this is the polar opposite on Wednesday night. I think you are going to see a pitcher's duel. And it's just weird to say considering you have 2 pretty good lineups in the Cardinals and Dodgers, but I'm with Al on this one. I like the under 7.5.
All right, under 7.5 Dodgers and Cardinals. This game will be played tomorrow, 8 Eastern time. This one you'll be able to watch over on TBS. All right, now let's take a look over at Pick Dogs Premium. We know there's 1 game on the board. We got games tomorrow in Major League Baseball. Football begins again on Thursday. It's a football weekend. We got the divisional series starting late this week in Major League Baseball. What do you have going on over at the site?
Well, just 1 game, as you mentioned, but I wasn't going to pass up on a game like this, so I do have my pick on tonight's game up if you want to check that out. And as Alex mentioned, a great time to hop on a long-term pass with all these sports starting back up very soon. So, yeah, check those out. Pick Dog Sports Shop Place.
That's right, guys. Got on board here with El Nino's over at Pick Dogs Premium. He's got his Tuesday wildcard alphabet up there. Get on board with his best play tonight, the Yankees and the Red Sox. And you can also go long-term with Al with his 3/7/30 Al Sports Pass. He also has his football season pass at an affordable price of $750. You'll get every play that Al releases from the NFL and college football this season. It would including the playoffs and the bowl games with Al's football season pass right now at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, Al, it's always great having your show. Have yourself a great evening, and we'll talk with you soon. Hopefully catch you again on the weekend.
Yeah, always a pleasure being here, and yeah, the weekend show as well. So always here when you need me and ready to go.
All right, El Nino's here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue on here with the coverage. Guys, reminder, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Free picks every single day. Of course, it all gets started with that morning show. During the week, it gets started at 10 a.m. Eastern time. You got Mitch, you got Rod Zawacki, Brian Bittler, and Joe Madden. Of course, we've got the YouTube members VIP. What a great value. Follow the link below and get signed up for it. It's a good value there. And of course, we're here Monday through Friday with the Drive Thru, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Of course, we always ask for your help out there, guys. Help us build up our audience with those likes, those thumbs up, Chris, because they really help us out.
Absolutely, Tony, they do. They always have and always will. They get our product out to new and fresh faces. Maybe you haven't seen it before. I know if you have seen it, well, it keeps us going and keeps us wanting to do what we do. And like we always say, who doesn't like getting free money and getting free winners here at Pick Dogs, right? So definitely keep those likes, get those likes, those thumbs up coming in, because like Tony says, we appreciate each and every one of them all the same.
We do. All right, let's continue on here with the Drive Thru. Time for some NBA talk. We've got Damian Stosh to join us. The NBA should start in about 2 weeks from today, as we're ready for that long season, and Damian's coming in with the season win total. So let's go ahead and get Damian signed in right now. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs. We should have him here. Here he is right here. Damian, what's going on?
Hey, guys. Doing good.
Excellent. All right, Damian, give it to us. You got an interesting team to cover, and that's the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, the Nets, they're probably the most talented roster in the NBA, if not the top, definitely up there. They're loaded with star power. You got Durant, Harden, Kyrie Irving. Even without Kyrie in the playoffs last year, a hobbled James Harden, they nearly knocked off the eventual Milwaukee Bucks, the NBA champs. And that didn't, even though the Nets already have an all-star roster, that didn't keep them from being busy over the summer. Some of the things they did, they re-signed Blake Griffin, they re-upped LaMarcus Aldridge, they signed Patty Mills along with Paul Millsap for free agency. All these guys, very good players, but as far as NBA standards go, they're up there in age. Mills is 33 years old. Griffin's 32 years old. You got Aldridge and Millsap are already 36 years old. Even the superstars in this team, KD's 33, Harden's 32, Kyrie's going to be 30 by the end of the NBA season. These guys, they weren't healthy for the 72-game schedule that they played last year. I can't count on them as being healthy again, 100% healthy for the 82-game schedule that they're going to be playing this year. The Nets, they didn't care about having the best record during the regular season last year. I don't think it's going to be important for them again this year. Preserving their legs, being healthy for the postseason is what's most important for this team. With the current status of the NBA as far as, load management, resting guys, even if they are healthy, it's questionable, even when they are healthy, how many games they will play. The big picture for this team is winning a championship, which they definitely have a roster to do. If that means sacrificing games during the regular season, I think they're going to do it. And as a result, I think we're going to see an under the season wins total here for the Brooklyn Nets.
All right, Damon Sosh here says go under in this one with the Brooklyn Nets. The pick is under 56.5 wins. That's a lot of wins there, Chris. That's almost 60. And as Damon says, they got players there up in age. Probably a lot of load management issues they'll be looking at, especially what we've got. Harden's been injured. Durant has had his injuries. Of course, Irving as well.
Yeah, and I mean, Tony, you and I talked about this before we really got everybody going. But this Brooklyn Nets team, they don't need to win a ton of games to probably win this division. It's probably going to be a step back yearly because I don't think Joel Embiid can win 56 games on his own. And that's pretty much what he's probably going to have to do with Tobias Harris maybe with him. But the Celtics undergoing a head coach transition. The Raptors, like I said yesterday, are still probably going to be a 45-win team. And the Knicks, well, the Knicks are probably going to be up there as well. But again, I don't think 56 is going to be necessary to win this division. Like Damien said, that they'll have bigger fish to fry in the postseason staying healthy. But I want to ask Damien, with this stuff that's going on with Kyrie Irving and him sort of being out of the lineup, do you think if this goes on a little bit longer term that maybe the Nets go out hunting for a younger point guard, maybe say a younger point guard of the future to sort of stick with these guys and maybe be the face once these guys go their separate ways?
I think that's definitely a possibility. The interesting thing with Kyrie is if there's any player that the Nets are used not to having in there in the lineup, it's Kyrie. So it's not a situation that it's uncommon to them, but it's definitely something they have to look at. I mean, they're a team, they're built to win right now. And if it means, I don't think they move a guy like Kyrie, but, if there's somebody that they can add that's going to help them to win immediately, I think they got to do it because they're built to win right now.
Yeah, they're built to win right now. They'll look at the playoffs. Of course, a team like Milwaukee coming off a championship, will they be hungry during the regular season? Sometimes teams, when you win the world title, if you could win on the road, that old pop-ish, we can win on the road, we don't need home court. Sometimes that fits in. It wouldn't surprise me if Atlanta Hawks come off to a fast start and actually get the 1 seed, because they're probably one team that would probably be hungry for it, you think? And then, of course, from there, we'll see how important it is for these teams to really chase the Hawks. It's kind of like a turf race and horse racing. Pace makes the race, and it'll kind of determine who pretty much how many games these teams win. Because you get down to the final month of the season, at some point, some of these players aren't going to play, but there may be motivation to keep playing to catch some of these teams ahead of them.
Right. Definitely. The Hawks, I look for them to get out fast. They got a lot of young horses. They surprised some teams last year. They knocked getting all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. As a case for the Nets here, home court probably not nearly as important to them, just because single fact, they want to be healthy. They're an older team. I think we've seen it with other teams like the Lakers, maybe winning during the regular season not as important. Being healthy for the playoffs most definitely is.
All right, Damon here, Brooklyn Nets under total of 56.5. All right, Damon, let's take a look over at Pick Dog. Well, we know there's a single game up there tonight, the AL wildcard game between the Yankees and Red Sox. Of course, a lot of football coming up this weekend on Thursday, and of course the NBA 2 weeks away. What do you have going on over at the side?
Yeah, I do have a play on the wild card Major League Baseball game tonight. And as always, go in there, check it out, hook yourself up with the 3-7 30-day plan. I got my football packages up for sale, and like you said, in a couple of weeks here we're going to have the NBA, so keep an eye out for my NBA package that I'll be putting up here in a couple of weeks. All
right, guys, get on board with Damon Sosh over at Pick Dogs Premium. This High Heat Wild Card Edition up there right now for $30. Get on board with this play tonight from Major League Baseball. And you can also take those winnings, go long-term with Damon. He has the long-term passes, 3, 7, and 30-day All Sports Pass. We talk about that 30-day All Sports Pass because right now the sports are going to overlap. You'll get 30 days of plays here from Damien Sosh in NFL, college football. He'll cover all the Major League Baseball playoffs for you. Started the NHL season, NBA in 2 weeks, so the sports are overlapping. So a good time to get on board with Damien Sosh's 30-day all sports pass. You can add a second capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion, even greater value. All right, Damien, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great night. We'll talk with you in a couple days.
Thank you, guys. Have a great night.
All right, Damien Sosh here on the Drive Thru. All right, let's continue coverage here. Joined by Chris Ruffalo. Now it's time to welcome. We just talked about NBA. Well, the number one capper last year over at Pick Dogs was Shane Mickle. Shane, what's going on?
How's it going, guys?
It's going great, going great. All right, we got a game to talk about here. Here we go. Saturday action here. Oklahoma to face Texas on a neutral side here. Oklahoma going to lay 3.5, total 63.5.
Yeah, ESPN still thinks this is the marquee game of the week, sending College Game Day to this game, which I don't necessarily agree with. But taking that aside, Oklahoma being favored in this game makes zero sense. This is a team that struggled this year. They've been winning. But, last year this was a team that was putting up, 50, 60, 70 points a game. And their offense just doesn't look it this year. Spencer Rattler isn't the answer. A couple weeks ago, their fans were chanting for the backup. And I still don't see them having success in this game. Their defense isn't great. They let Skylar Thompson, of all people, throw all over the field in the last game for Kansas State. And, in Texas, their offense is good. They've been putting up points. And they'll take whatever the defense gives you. Some days it's the quarterback, but they got a special running back, Bitche Robinson, who's put over 100 points each of the last 3 games, went over 200 yards in his last game. And I think he's going to run all over the Oklahoma Sooners in this game. I like taking the points with Texas, take the +3.
All right, we got Shane Mickle here going to take Texas here, the Longhorns plus a 3.5 here. It went up a hook here. We got the hook in there now, 3.5 here against Oklahoma. All right, Chris, we know Oklahoma's won the past 3 head-to-head meets, but last year was an overtime battle.
Yeah, and bottom line, I can say I could throw history out the window. I just still don't like this Oklahoma team. That game against Tulane, game against Nebraska, 2 performances, I just really wasn't impressed with the Sooners, Spencer Rattler, excuse me. But I do like Texas here. I wanted to ask Shane, do you think that a win here for Texas could potentially propel them closer to the top 10 if they get a couple more wins under their belt, potentially crash the New Year's 6?
It's Texas, so the polls are always going to favor them. But this is still a team I see that has inconsistencies. This is a team that lost to Kansas a few years ago. When it gets important down the stretch, this is a team I think is going to find a way to lose one game they shouldn't have lost. They'll give their fans hope that they're back. The big who was that, Ellinger a few years ago saying we're back, and Texas hasn't been back. I still think there's going to be some inconsistency with this team down the stretch. All
right, that's Shane here on Texas here, plus 3.5 against Oklahoma. This one's on Saturday at 12 Eastern time. All right, Shane, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs. As we know, just one game in Major League Baseball. You've off to a good start in the NFL, 280 units of profit. NFL begins again on Thursday. We got divisional rounds of the playoffs later in the week. And, of course, basketball 2 weeks away, where you finished number 1 for the year. Number 2 years ago. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, lighter slate start the week. Only have one MLB today. But, yeah, it's long term. College football's been decent to start. NFL's been good for me to start. And the NBA is right around the corner, and I'm really looking forward to the NBA season. So hop on something long term. The NBA season pass will be up here in a few days. Hop on that long term, and we can win all season long.
That's all right, guys. Get on board with Shane Mickle over at Pick Dogs Premium. See the numbers here in the NFL, 280 units of profit. He's got his wild card winner for you tonight from Tuesday's action. Get on board with that, only $25. Go long term with Shane. He's got that 3, 7, and 30 sports pass where you get every play that Shane releases at Pick Dogs Premium for that time period you choose when you go to the profile page and you make that purchase. He does combine his NFL and his college football season pass into one for $700. Every play that Shane releases this year, NFL college football, includes the playoffs and bowl games. So get on board with Shane Mickle over at Pick Dog Premium. Take a visit to his profile page. Shane, as always, great having your show. Have yourself a great evening, and we'll talk again in a couple days.
Sounds good. Have a good night, guys.
All right, Shane Mickle here on The Drive. So let's continue our coverage here, joined by Chris Ruffalo. Speaking of Chris, it's his turn, front and center, as Chris is going to be taking a look at an NHL future. Again, the NHL starts just a week from today. Coming right at us. All right, Chris, you've got a season win total for us from the NHL. Actually, not a season win total. You've got a playoff prop today.
That I do, and everybody's talking about how, well, it's finally time for hockey in Seattle, and we got the Seattle Kraken making their debut voyage here. And well, I'm going to be taking the Seattle Kraken to make the playoffs at minus 130. You know, this is not a Vegas Golden Knights situation where in their first year in the league, the Vegas Golden Knights reached the Stanley Cup final. They had a stacked roster that year, and while the Kraken, you know, didn't make the same moves that Vegas did in terms of getting that loaded of a roster, they're still a solid team here. You know, you've got guys like Jordan Eberle, Jaden Schwartz, Jared McCann, some valuable experience, and some guys that can have 20 to 25 goal seasons on the regular. So there's definitely going to be some power up front, and then they've got a pretty good bottom six lineup as well. But you look at the defense, Mark Giordano, former Flames captain, he's not what he used to be. That's you know, I think that goes without saying. But you know, there's still guys like Adam Larson, Jamie Alexiak, who's just with the Stars, Vince Dunn, who just played with the Blues. There's a lot of talent going into this Seattle lineup. And even if they make mistakes, which I don't think that we're going to make many mistakes in the Kraken, because they do have a fairly experienced and, you know, a pretty decent top six. You know, if they do make mistakes, there's a pretty nice goaltending tandem to back them up. You have Philip Grubauer, who's just coming off a .918 save percentage with the Avs last year, good enough to earn him a Vezina Trophy nomination as the league's best goaltender, and Chris Driedger from the Florida Panthers, who is tops in the NHL. I'm trying to remember the stat here. I think a .931 save percentage, which is the best since entering the league among 69 qualified goalies. You know, we're easy to bash or, you know, shoo away or kind of put down expansion teams in their first year, but the NHL just seems to be one of those leagues where the expansion teams tend to do fairly well, and I think that that's no different here. I think we're getting value with it, and I think the line's telling us exactly where we need to be on this one. I'm going to take the Seattle Kraken to make the playoffs, minus 130.
All right, Chris Revelle here on the Seattle Kraken to make the playoffs at minus 130. One thing that's really different now that we're seeing here with expansion, Seattle doesn't have any bad contracts, right? They have no bad contracts. Sometimes some of these players are forced to hold bad contracts, and they can't really improve much.
And the thing about it is, everyone was saying, you know, when this expansion draft was happening, that, you know, Carey Price, who he was a Stanley Cup runner-up goaltender who helped the Montreal Canadiens single-handedly by standing on his head, but he was carrying a $10.5 million cap hit, which with an $82 million salary cap in the NHL is a lot of money to be handing out on one position spot. So, and that's the thing is with this with the style of expansion draft in the NHL, a lot of guys are left unprotected. But when you're the team making the picks, you got to be smart with your money, especially in year one. So that, I think the Kraken sort of followed the model that Vegas laid out in their first year, but they didn't follow it to a T. And I think that that's where the division is. But I didn't touch on this, but you look at the division in the NHL. They're going back to the original divisions. Yeah. No more COVID realignment. There's 3 teams in California. I know, Tony, you can attest to this: the Kings, the Ducks, and the Sharks, all in apparent rebuild.
Yep. And
that leaves the 4 Canadian teams. 3. You have the Oilers, the Canucks, and the Flames, all of whom have flaws as well. So that leaves the Kraken and the Golden Knights. I think they can easily be 2 of the top 3 teams in that division, get an automatic berth into the playoffs.
All right, we got Chris here. Of course, to get the top 3 get automatic berths. Of course, that 4th is a little bit of a record amongst the conference, right?
Yeah, so you have the 2 divisions out in the West. Top 3 from each division get an automatic playoff spot, and then it's the next 2 based on point totals. So still tons of opportunity for the Kraken to sneak in there, I think.
All right, Chris on Seattle Kraken to make the playoffs. Look at the odds here, minus 130 to make the playoffs. All right, Chris, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Cream tonight. Well, as we know, just a single game on the schedule, but, you know, we got the Major League Baseball divisional round of the series will begin later in the week. We've got the NHL a week away. It's a football week. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
I'm trying to get my breath back. Mitch just calls it the Ruffalo filibuster, and I'm sorry I went on, Tony, but I'm trying to get it back. Anyways, tonight we have our Tuesday night best play from the MLB wildcard matchup, my playoff pick-off. You might want to get on that for $25, or if you still want to hop on long-term, 3 days all the way up to a year, 7-day, 30-day in between, whether it's just me or another capper. Check us out. Still got those season passes up there as well. I reduced the MLB playoff pass to $100 for the rest of the postseason. There's some value there. And like I always say, football passes are up. NBA and NHL will be up very, very soon, so keep your eyes peeled. There will be special prices for those. And hop on board. Let's make some money for you guys.
Let's make money here with Chris Ravilla over at Pick Dog. You see the numbers here: 361 units of profit past 7 days. He definitely has his place tonight. He's got that MLB playoff pick right now on the board for you. Get on board with that and go long term with Chris. 3, 7, and 30 all sports pass. You get every play that Chris Ruffalo releases over at Pick Dogs Premium for the period you choose when you go to the profile page and make that purchase. At a second capper, even greater value with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. You can match Chris up with, well, you can match him up with Big Al, with Alex Smart, Tony Brown, Damien Sauce, Shane Mickle, James Clark. You pick a capper with that 2-for-1 capper promotion. All right, let's continue on with our coverage here. Joined by Chris Ruffalo. Matter of fact, if you miss any of the picks, stay tuned for the recap. We'll run them down for you. Let's continue on here on the show. Now it's time to welcome James Clark to the show. You'll find him over at Pick Dogs Premium, where he's doing fantastic work. And he does have a Major League Baseball prop for the wild card game tonight. So let's go ahead and welcome James Clark into the show. We'll find him right now. Here we go. James, what's going on?
Not much, guys. How y'all doing?
It's going great. All right, you got a prop for us tonight.
Yeah, guys, one of the, I got a home run prop for us tonight, guys. One of the guys I've used a lot during this season, and for good measure, the reason why, because he hits a lot of home runs. If you want to bet home run prop, get a guy that hits a lot of home runs. Well, Giancarlo Stanton, I like him tonight to hit a home run, guys. If you look, his last 5 games, he's hit one home run. His last 10 games, he's hit 4 home runs. But here's the thing: his last 5 games against Baltimore, he's hit 4 home runs in his last 5 games against Baltimore. Well, who the Yankees play tonight? Baltimore. And I look for tonight. I look for Giancarlo Stanton. Or Boston Red Sox. My bad. Boston Red Sox. I meant to. My bad. But anyways, four of the last 5 games he's played against Boston, he's hit last 5 games he's hit 4 home runs against the last 5 games against Boston. My bad. I said Baltimore. I meant Boston.
Hey, I know we've been picking on Baltimore all season. Sad they're gone.
Yes. That's the reason I have Baltimore in my head. Most time I'm going against it. But 2 B's, I went Baltimore and I meant Boston. But anyways, guys, Giancarlo Stanton, really like him tonight. You're getting a good plus money with him tonight. Good value, plus 360 on him to hit a home run. I look for the Yankees to step up big again tonight. This team is made of home runs. If they're not hitting home runs, they're not going to win. So I look for them to step up and hit a few home runs tonight. And I think Giancarlo Stanton hits us a home run and cashes this ticket for us, guys.
All right, James here on Saturday hit home run. We talked earlier here against the Evaldi that Chris 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Yankees are hitting them.
That they are, but I still think they might have a little bit of trouble tonight. I'm not sure. We still have to see how that is. If there's one guy that's going to hit it, let's be honest, it's probably going to be Giancarlo Stanton and Judge. And my only concern, and I want to see if James thinks the same way. Are you at all concerned about Nathan Eovaldi this season? 0.74 home runs per 9 innings. So he's usually keeping the ball inside the park.
Yeah, he is, and you do worry about that. But another thing that you got to worry about, if he's the hot as Giancarlo Stanton has been here lately, if he misses a pitch, it's gone. I mean, and with his power, and like you said, with Judge's power too, but Giancarlo Stanton, he's been on fire. I think he had maybe last month 5 or 6 games in a row he hit a home run, in 5 or 6 games in a row. And like I said, I meant Boston. The last 5 games he's played against Boston, he's hit 4 home runs against Boston the last 5 games. And I look for him to get us a home run tonight, guys.
Looking for a home run tonight from Giancarlo Stanton to hit a home run at plus 360. All right, James, let's take a look over at Pick Dog Prim, where you're doing fantastic work right now. As we'll bring up the numbers here, 1,116 units of profit. That's the past 30 days, all document. If you visit Pick Dog Prim, you can check it out there. The plays are graded immediately. Of course, tonight we got that one wild card game from Major League Baseball. We got a game tomorrow. Of course, football begins Thursday, and the NL Divisional Series later in the week. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Well, guys, like a lot of the other cappers, I just got the one play tonight, but it's my 10-star play. And guys, and if you look back on my 10-star plays, I've been real hot on my 10-star plays that I have going on. It's my 10-star MLB play of the day, but I really like it. If you want to grab it, or upgrade 3, 7, or 30-day guys, like they talked earlier about it, I led the year last year number 1, ended up finished number 2, right behind Shane. I looked at do the same, finish 1 or 2 or in the top 5. I'll finish at the top again this year, guys. And the NBA, I'll have that pass out real soon. But, guys, I've been doing real good in NFL and college. This past week, I had a little bump in the road in both of them. But, we bounced back, guys, and got this week coming up. So look at those passes. Or, team me up with any of the other cappers on the show. I say it's all the time, and I'll never quit saying it, guys. We got the best cappers in the world. So, team me up with one of them guys, and let's put some money in your pockets, fellas.
That's right. Put money in your pocket with James Clark over at Pick Dog. Premium seed numbers here. The update now says 1,355 units of profit past 3 days. James Clark over at Pick Dog Premium. That's all documented. He's got his play tonight from the Major League Baseball playoff, the wild card game, Yankees and the Red Sox. Of course, you can also go long term with James. He's got that 3, 7, and 30 sports pass, and James year round has done well here. You can also get the 1 year pass if it's within your budget. 1 year plays from James Clark. We'll cover all the sports for you: NBA, college football, NFL, Major League Baseball, of course, college basketball, which begins in another month or so. That 1 year pass from James Clark, if it's within your budget, very affordable there over at Pick Dog. Get on board with James Clark right now. He's been delivering winners for us here on the site. All right, James, as always, great having your show. Continue that success. We'll talk to you a little later on the recap.
All right, Tony. Appreciate you having me on the show, and I'll see you in a few minutes, guys.
All right, James Clark here on the Drive Thru. Let's continue with our coverage. Speaking of the recap, if you missed any of the picks, we'll do a complete recap after my pick. And now it's time for my play for tonight. We'll be looking at some Mountain West football for Saturday, so let me go ahead and get that game information up for you. As Wyoming faces the Air Force in the Mountain West battle here at 7 Eastern time. Air Force going to be laying 6, total sits here at 47. And I'm going to go here with the Wyoming. I'm going to take Wyoming here at plus the 6 in this one. And, my reasons here is Wyoming has won 4 of 5 entering this game with road wins at New Mexico and Navy. The Cowboys have defended well, holding opponents at 335 yards, 5.4 yards per pass attempt. And a quarterback, Sean Chambers, running style quarterback that leads a passing attack that averages 7.7 yards per pass attempt. Air Force has played a relatively weak schedule. Their toughest opponent was Utah State. Now, let me tell you, man, the Aggies crushed the Falcons defense for 600. I watched that game. It was on Fox 2. 628 yards, 448 yards in the passing game. For that reason, I'm going to take the points here. Here with Wyoming here at plus the 6. That Air Force defense, I just can't get that game out of my mind. It was their toughest opponent, Utah State, to date.
Yeah, Tony, you and I talked about this before because I was just like, this was a game that I was kind of keyed in on, but now it's maybe talking me off of it a little bit. I saw it with Air Force, that offense, number 1 ranked in rushing against the 80th ranked Wyoming run defense. I just think the option offense is hard to stop, but like you said, there hasn't been a tough schedule, so maybe that's part of the reason why Air Force is as high as they are. Probably a no play for me now you kind of talked me off of it. So I'll lean towards Wyoming with you on this one though.
All right, Wyoming plus 6. Of course, this game has a start time 7 p.m. Eastern time. You'll watch it on one of the networks. I believe Stadium will have that one for you, 7 p.m. Eastern time. All right, guys, check out Pick Dog Stream. I have my one play from the Yankees and Red Sox up there. I'm also part of the 2-for-1 capper promotion. You can match me up with my 3, 7, and 30 sports pass with Chris Ruffalo, James Clark, Al Ninos, Big Al McMorty, Tony Brown. Of course, we got really great handicappers over at the site. Damian Sosh, El Ninos. 2-for-1 capper promotion, your best value over at Pick Dogs Premium. All right, let's continue on with the show. Now it's time for the recap. We're going to recap the plays from today. James Clark will join us. We started off here with Alex Smart, New York Islanders to win the Stanley Cup at plus 2,500. Tony Brown says Yankees minus 133 against the Red Sox. We got El Ninos, Cardinals, Dodgers under 7.5. Damian Sosh, Brooklyn Nets under 56.5 wins this year. Shane was on Texas plus 3.5 against Oklahoma. Chris, Seattle Kraken to make the playoffs minus 130. James was on Giancarlo Stanton to hit a home run at plus 360. Yours truly, Wyoming plus 6 against the Air Force. We'll start with Chris. Other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
Well, I got to go with Al for tomorrow's Cardinals-Dodgers matchup. I think it's a pitcher's duel all the way. I love the under 7.5 there.
You like under 7.5. All right, let's go over to James. James, other than your pick, which one do you like the best?
I'm gonna go with your pick here, Tony. Wyoming getting +6. You know, their offense, and you know they've got a decent defense too. Again, going up against the Air Force team, getting 6 points. I really like it. This +6. But I wanted to give out a parlay real quick, Tony, on the preseason. If you didn't care, buddy.
Go right ahead.
I like the first half in both of these games because you don't know how long some good players are going to play. But like the first half, the Knicks, it's -1, and the Bulls, the first half in it. The Bulls is 2.5, and the Knicks is -1. I like both of those. Parlay both of those together, and let's win some money tonight, guys.
All right, preseason parlay NBA. Those are first half plays from James Clark. All right, and I'm going to tell here with El Nino's Cardinals Dodgers under a total of 7.5 runs. All right, that'll do for this edition of the Drive Thru, guys. Tune in again tomorrow, 6 p.m. each time. We'll do it all over again, preceding this Dodger Cardinals wild card game tomorrow. Of course, as we did today, we'll have a potpourri of picks. So we'll have some NFL, we'll have some NBA season totals, NHL season totals, maybe even some NFL picks coming in as well. We've got Thursday Night Football coming up. Of course, we got the Thursday, Friday college football card as well. So tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. each time. We'll do it all over again. Don't forget, it all gets started every morning at every morning it's here, but during the week, 11 a.m. Eastern time. You got Mitch, Rod Zawacki, Brian Bittler, Joe Manning. Gets it all started here with the morning show. And don't forget, follow the link below. Hit that YouTube's member VIP. There's some great value there. All right, let's bring in the crew for tonight. Wait, good night to everyone. Have yourself a great night, and we'll talk again.